Banks are charging 30% interest on credit cards as just a standard thing. And that used to be against the law. It used to be what was called usury. No one did it except the mob. I mean, really. And now banks just do it normally and no one's saying a word. And I think a lot of these kids don't even know what credit card interest used to be. When I was young, it was 5, 6, 7%. It was fantastic. But this will just bankrupt people, and it's everywhere, and no one is saying a word about it. These banks are pulling in so much money from this interest that they actually give me money in reward points just because I pay mine off on time. I learned, how to be fiscally responsible by messing up a few times when I was young, but it was an environment where you could mess up and pick yourself back up. You mess up at 30% interest, and it's going to be a hard time for you to get your young self back on track. And these guys are raking in so much money that they send me a few $100s a month in reward points. And I mean, it's real money. And can you imagine how much they have to be getting before they're like, let's send some to this guy? Because I haven't done anything for it. And it's these other people, they're sending me poor people's money. And that's mostly who's affected by the whole thing is the poor. And the media is not discussing it. It's not saying a word about it. And that's the truth about all of the important problems that we really need to be facing. And people are hurting terribly bad, just like the horror of 30% interest on credit cards, and everyone is just acting like it's not going on because we have these two extremes, the woke and the Christians screaming at each other about how they hate each other, and that's drowning out all the stuff that we really need to work on and try to fix, and people who have problems that we could actually help.